Yes, people, hope you're all good. This one's going to be a tiny bit different. I'm just going to show you how I personally invest in my cryptos, how I find the ones I'm going to be investing in, and then how it's obviously made me some decent returns, obviously, in this most recent bull run. Now, what you have to consider with crypto is obviously it's very high risk. However, there are more stable coins that you can invest in, which obviously aren't going to potentially liquidate you 5 seconds after you buy it. So, the biggest thing that I want to say with crypto, although I mainly do Forex, I still do actively invest profits into crypto and also the stock market. So, this is how I personally will look at my crypto. The first thing I want to do is show you what I am looking at right now. This is Cardano on the weekly time frame, and that's a big thing that I want you to take from this video. Now, when it comes to crypto, I'm not day trading it. I am mainly investing to hold it and then take profits when the big moves happen. Okay, as simple as that. So if we look now at this pair, you can see this is basically the weekly time frame. And what I would look to do is mark big areas of support and resistance. So you can see something like this on the weekly time frame. You can see you've had support, resistance, resistance, resistance. Now, if I was looking at this currency, or I say currency, at this crypto, and I was looking to buy, I would basically look to only get in down at this level here, simply because there's no point me buying here when there's nothing for me to go off. So if I was looking at Cardano now, I would be saying if price reaches around the 0.6 area, I would look to buy and hold this up until the 1.34. These black lines are where I have previously bought the coin. So obviously I am nicely up already, but you can see now for me to look to get into this kind of moving forward, I would need to see a deeper pullback into this big level. My first target would be this here, mainly due to the fact that I've got a big weekly support and resistance. I would take my profit one here and then I would hold the rest. So what I will normally do is once price reaches a big weekly level, I will take some of my profits out of the coin, and then following that, I will leave the rest to run, hoping for all-time highs. Will all-time highs ever come on things like this? Who knows? But it's just a long-term investment where I can see it might go. If we look at something, and let me just have a look, because for some reason it's now taken me on to a different watch list. That's Cardano. If we now go onto something like Avalanche, you can see black lines is where I've bought in the past. What would I look for in terms of this coin now moving forward? Now, one of the reasons I bought low down here was due to this level here. So you can see price has pushed through it. Big weekly support and resistance area. And then if we mark a couple more areas, you can see here, you've got a big resistance, which is where my profit area is. And then also, you've got a level here. So this is where price has currently started pulling back. Super simple reason why. Profit taking up at a big key level. So realistically, for me to want to re-enter this coin, I would look to potentially see something like that and then have that as my TP1 and then leave the rest to run. It's as simple as that. You don't need to overcomplicate it. When it comes to stocks and crypto, what I've noticed really is that if you are looking to hold for the long term, marking areas on the weekly time frame is going to be your best bet. Okay? If we have a look at something like Zilliqa now, this is a coin that I have currently bought. I've bought this down at this area here where this green line is. The main reason being is that when a lot of the coins previously had a big pump and they were at the highs, I took my profits and reinvested them into some cryptos that were down at the lows. And that's basically my main reason for doing so. If I was to look, and let me just basically get rid of these for one moment. If I was to look at this coin now and what I'm looking at for the future, for me to buy more of this coin, I would probably need to see price come down to here, simply because you've got a nice resistance, support, resistance area. And even if you wanted to go further back, you could say you had support over here. So this is a nice buy area where most times prices hit the level, we have seen a nice reaction. In terms of targets on this, there's a lot of upside potential, just as you can see all the way up here, is that if you realistically look, and again, this is not to say this is going to happen, But if you were to look and say if price was to go and retest the highs at any point in the future, you're looking at a return of 850%. Okay, so again, it's not exactly realistic, but it is a target to have in mind. If we look where price currently is, you can see there's a very, very wicky area in here, and that's where price is currently pushed down from. And it's as simple as that. It really doesn't need to be complicated. Trading is not complicated. Investing is not complicated. It's just about buying at the correct levels and then looking to take profit. Same again. If we look at Ravenscoin, this is exactly the same which has happened here. I've reinvested at this green line, took profit from the highs on other coins, and then reinvested. If you look at something like that, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, that's a big area within the market. And if we were to look even lower, where I potentially want to buy more of this coin, you would look at something like that. Super, super simple stuff. Look, this is basically the floor of the coin. If price is trading in and around the floor, what have you got to lose by investing? Because already you can see that it's nearly doubled in value just from this bit here. So the upside potential on these coins is great, but obviously if you want something a little bit more stable, like even XRP, if we were to break down XRP, you can see here, this little green arrow, I took some profits from down here simply because price came up to the highs, and I was just thinking, well, you know what? It's probably better for me to take some profits. In terms of where I would reinvest into this coin, you've got something like here, down at the 0.7 area. Is this potentially going to happen? Who knows? A more aggressive buy could be something like this. You can see price did break it and retest it there. But something like that, it's just very simple to do. Now, what I would just say to people is obviously be careful. The best coins, in my opinion, are going to be the ones that are trading at the lows, simply because you've got more upside potential. Just obviously beware and be wary in what you're doing. Something like SIA, you can see this black line's where I invested myself. But if price was to push down into this 0.005 area, then again, really good area for potential buys. And if you are holding, and that is the main goal, if that you're looking for some form of long-term investment, this is exactly what I would look to do. Don't worry about the short term. Just think, I'm getting in at a nice level. I'm down at near the lows. So if price does then go up towards the highs, like something up here, then you're in for a really good return on your investment. So if you just look at that from a zoomed out perspective, yes, obviously, previous big moves have happened, and it's not to say that they will happen again, but it's something just to keep in mind. So that is basically how I'm investing currently into my crypto portfolio. I'm not calling the trades in the group and things like that, but it's mainly just obviously to give you an insight into what I would personally do if you have some money to invest into crypto. There's no point coming on crypto and going into the 1 hour time frame if we just do this and being like, right, I'm going to look for some nice areas to hold. If you are a short-term trader, then the lower time frames are going to be best for you. If you are more of a long-term trader and you are looking to hold your investment, then you're better off looking at the weekly and the monthly time frame because the levels are just so much stronger. So I'm hoping you've taken something from this video, guys. Obviously, 2 uploads a week at the minute, so anything else I can help with, drop a comment and I'll be happy to do a video.